jobs in the community. Several people that have come up to the podium tonight don't have jobs. We need to sell materials. We need to help our community. We've got the money to do it, and we're stuck on being concerned between an unknown override. I mean, we know that normally it's 10%, and the city wanted to get the property owners to come up with 20%, which I don't know if that's ever been done before. I haven't seen it. So what I'm saying is I just believe that this is a good way to create jobs locally. I mean, I can share that that was kind of the concept that your president currently has, is to get people working. And I just think we should get going and go forward. I mean, we don't have a crystal ball to know where this is going to come out at, but we've been working on it for some 15 years, and most people in the community believe it needs to be done.
So you would support dipping into our general fund to the tune of maybe as much as $200,000 or $300,000?
Well, no, but I wouldn't expect you to make an exception on this project and hold them hostage when you're not doing that on other projects of your own.
Thank you very much.
Not everybody's signing this, by the way. I'm Bruce Alfano. I'm the CEO of Rural Communities Housing Development Corporation. I came into this project sort of late in the game. I've only been on board and taken Dwayne Hill's place for about 7 or 8 months now. But I was at the meeting that your city manager noted. You know, part of the reality of it is the individual landowners have put money into this project already. We're committed to $149,000 for a turn lane because of the building project that we're going to be moving forward with on the corner. Dan Thomas has put money into it. Kmart put money into it. The only one that has not put cash into it is the one that Doug already mentioned, which is John Mayfield, and he did agree to $80,000. I hadn't heard the $100,000 letter, but he did agree to $80,000 as far as a cash commitment to the project. I'm not sure about the paranoia about the cost overrun situation. You know, I sat on the Willits City Council for 12 years, and during that period of time, your city attorney was our city attorney for quite a period of that time. And especially in times like this, some people say paranoia is a heightened sense of awareness, but I'm not sure that holds in this case. We're out to bid with a lot of different projects right now. We just got about $300,000 knocked off a $3.5 million project by just talking to the contractor and getting specific elements that didn't need to be done knocked off, or reductions from the subs. In all likelihood, that's what's going to happen in this project. Even if it comes in high, you have alternatives. You don't have to take it. So I don't quite understand what the level of nervousness is. I was actually pretty surprised to see the request for 20% from property owners. In all my time on the council and watching other things that have gone on, I haven't seen that before. That's on a $1.6 million project, that's over $300,000 additionally that you're asking the property owners to put in addition to other monies that are already there. So, you know, I don't see you're going to get a lot more out of the property owners than what is already on the table, and I really do think it needs to move forward. And there are alternatives, you know, as far as you don't have to take all the bids that come in. There's a lot of things that can be done as far as looking at ways to chip away if it does come in a little high. So I really do think that needs to be taken into consideration.
You mentioned RCHDC chipping in for a corner project. I don't believe your project on the north side of the creek is considered a corner project. So you chipped in for a turn lane based on the Clara Street project, I believe. Is that true?
That's right.
That's really not related to chipping in from the Breast Street Triangle.
Well, we see it as putting money up to make it work. The whole situation over there to make it work.
Thank
And you're right, it wasn't included in the bid package, I don't believe.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Assistant City Attorney, would you like to comment?
All I was going to say is, looking at the staff's recommendation, no matter what happens, the terms of the contract are going to have to be redrafted and probably renegotiated. Dave's going to be back this Saturday, and he's intimately more involved in that process and knows the parties. He was one they originally, I think, recommended and wrote into the contract the 20% contingency. You know, the recommendation is simply allow the city to go back. The contract's going to have to be redrafted. Maybe some additional negotiations are going to have to take place. Let those negotiations take place. Let there be a redraft of the contract, and then bring it back to the city council for review and approval.
Can we, if the five of us agree that the $100,000 plus the 5% contingency is enough, can we get it back to the position of having the city manager remain empowered to proceed instead of having to come back to us? I think we can, can't we?
You're always free to give instructions to your negotiator and establish the terms and conditions under which you'll enter into a contract.
Short answer, yes.
Yes.
Further public comment?
My name is Richard Shoemaker. I live at 115 Brush Street, and this item is about 15 years old. As a resident of that neighborhood, which now has no access to the Orr Street Bridge, the communities on Clara and Ford Street are extremely impacted by the traffic that comes up through Orchard and up to State Street. You can't even make a right turn onto State Street from Clara or Ford without waiting 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes at any point in the day. When Orr Street Bridge was open, Ford Street was still seriously impacted by the traffic that comes to that one-lane bridge. And almost any time of the day, you see cars stop to go either way across that bridge. And it's been probably far too long. And I think that if you can, in this time of very competitive bidding, relax this requirement that somehow was put into this agreement, I think that you'd be very, very successful in getting this bid done and getting this project done. And if the bids were to come in and they were to come in higher than the current funding, you have, I think, a 30-day period to accept or reject the bids. I have a funny feeling you could get all those same parties that Mr. Crane was on his back on the phone talking to back into a room to get the money anteed up to complete what very minor overrun costs there might be. So, you know, this, let's get this project going. You know, 1994 was actually when serious discussions and design started on this. So it would be appropriate to get it done in this next construction year. Thank you.
I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Mr. Graff, that if this, to make it happen, we are expected to dip into our general fund by $300,000. Are you saying that we should do that at this point in time when we are looking at layoffs and salary reductions?
Are you saying an additional to what you've already set aside?
Yeah, that would be 10%. That would be 20%.
I'm sorry, are you saying that if we go forward at the new level of 10%, you may have to put in another 300?
He's suggesting 5%.
I'm sorry, I'm still missing the question.
5% is
Are you
80,000.
saying cover overruns out of the general fund? Or are you saying you don't want to put the money out that you've already set aside?
It looks like people are playing hardball here, and they're saying someone's going to have to come up with any overruns, whether it's the original bid or whether it's change orders.
I can't say that I would want to see you drop 300,000 out of your general